And we are here out in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm Stuart Shepard with First Liberty Live. You've seen us on FirstLibertyLive.com. I've got everybody you want to hear from. We're just going to take a couple of minutes and talk about how it went today. I'm going to start down here with Paul Clement. If you were listening to the live feed, this is the guy who was arguing for our side. Aaron Murphy was at his side, also taking notes and helping with the rebuttal. Thank you both for being here.
Our pleasure. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Boy, there are good days at the court, and then there are awesome days at the court. This was an awesome day. Great job.
Well, thank you. Obviously, it was just a great privilege for me personally, and I think for our whole team, to get to represent the coach in this case. What a hero he is for standing up. Nothing harder for him than giving up his beloved coaching job, but to do it to vindicate the First Amendment, free exercise, free speech. He's a hero. And I was just very privileged to get a chance to stand up for him today.
As you were looking into the eyes of the justices, what did you pick up on? What did you see?
Well, we did get the chance to be in the courtroom today, Aaron and I. I mean, very few people in the current format get that. We did get to see the justices with their questions, the body language. Hard to really encapsulate it, other than to say that the justices were working very hard, working over both sides very hard. But we do like our position. We liked it going in, and we like it going out.
Yeah. What was the best thing that you heard in the court today? What stuck out to you?
Well, I think a number of the justices were really very firm that the endorsement test, which goes back to the Lemon case, really has no place in the court's Establishment Clause jurisprudence.
Yeah.
The court started down that path in another First Liberty case, the American Legion case involving the Bladensburg Cross. I'm sure folks have heard about that case.
I was standing right here just 3 years ago talking about that one.
And here we are again. And the court wanted to seem to go even the next step in terms of getting rid of the endorsement test. And the reason that's so helpful is that if you look at the record in this case, the school district's reasoning for not letting Coach Kennedy pray is literally endorsement, 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 endorsement. It's written all over the record, and the court seemed very skeptical of that today, at least a number of the justices.
I always enjoy listening to you in front of the court because it's like you're hanging out at home with some old friends. It's like you've been there a few times.
Well, I have been there a few times, and I do think that helps. As we talked about a week or two ago, still get nervous, but there is a sense in which, when you get an opportunity to appear in front of the justices on a number of occasions, it is a little more like a conversation.
Yeah.
And there were times in the conversation today where I wasn't given too much of an opportunity to speak.
I saw that.
But when I had my chance, I felt like I was able to be responsive to the questions and obviously did my best to try to advance the case for the coach.
Well, we really appreciate the fact that you picked this up and are thankful to Kirkland and Ellis for the whole team that worked on this, because I know it was a lot more folks than just the two of you, but we really appreciate you leading that team and bringing us here. I brought something for you that I'd like to bring in now. We brought the game ball.
Nice.
Because we don't get to do football very often.
No,
and we've got a pen, so you get to sign that for us there. And Aaron, you too, please.
Right.
So while you're putting your name on there, Kelly, I just want to ask you, what did you hear today? What stood out to you?
I was very glad we had Paul on our side. Obviously, the attacks were very ferocious at the beginning, and he handled them beautifully. And what he said was a little bit of a surprise, that the court basically came out and said, Lemon has been a really horrible thing, and we haven't been following it for 20 years. They just hadn't said that.
Yeah.
But they said it today. And, of course, the Bladensburg Cross, the case with the American Legion, was the first step in that. But today, they took that beyond monuments into our public schools. And that would be a great help because, they've been using this endorsement as a way to squelch both student speech and teacher speech and teacher religion and student religion for years. It shouldn't happen. I mean, Paul cited the cases that say that, look, the government doesn't have to censor things to show that it's not pushing religion itself. Yeah. But if they get rid of this endorsement test in Lemon, it's going to free up the First Amendment rights of teachers and students across the country, and the discrimination that they have been feeling for many, many years is going to be over.
Yeah. We only get to do this because of so many people that make it possible. I just want to give you a chance to express your gratitude to the folks that support First Liberty.
Well, everybody at First Liberty who's been a supporter, been in prayer, finance, everything else, they were standing with Paul today at the Supreme Court. They were part of the reason why Paul was there. They were standing with Coach Kennedy, who I know we're going to talk to next, so thank you. we couldn't do it without everybody being involved in this. And this is a proud time that together we stood at the Supreme Court today.
And just to be clear, Paul, how much are we paying you for this?
Let's see. Round numbers? 0. That's a round number.
That's about as round as it gets. And Joe, we're charging you nothing for this, but it's also
Just
interesting.
7 years.
Yeah, there is 7 years of your life. There is a payment due. But at the same time, you're not asking for cash. Sometimes people ask me about that. What does Joe get if he wins? All you're asking for is
Just to be a coach and be able to thank God after a game.
yeah. And this is Denise, Joe's wife. I don't know if we've ever introduced you on camera before. Thank you for being here.
You bet.
It's really both of you that won this today. I say won this. I'm feeling good about it. Is that all right?
We got our day in court.
It's,
That's
got a
the
lot
way.
of
it's
praying
both of
to
you
do.
who had your day in court here today and who are pressing for a change in the way things are considered. What would you like to say to all the folks that made this possible for the two of you?
Don't go first. No. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I could not do this without everybody else by my side. You know, I'm not out there all alone or just a guy on the front line. Everybody's on the front line with me, and it's all because of the support across the board, financially, spiritually, the prayers, encouragement. That's what has got us through it and sustained us all these years. And I hope I did everybody proud.
Yeah, and Denise, we know that you have to have someone standing by your side, and you have really been there for Joe through this whole thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Anything you'd like to share with people to encourage them to stand up for their rights?
I am just so thankful for this group and our nation that has been praying for us, and the power of prayer, and Paul Clement, and getting to the truth and sharing the facts of the case. And I'm just glad today is here.
Yeah. Well, we are thankful that this day finally arrived. Glad it went so well. It's good to have a good day at the court. Kelly, you get to sign the ball, and then we're going to bring it over here for Joe and Denise to sign. To give you just a picture of what's going to happen for the rest of the week, the justices already are on to another case right now, right? They start up the second one. They went way long this morning, which they've been doing lately. If my understanding is right, on Friday is the conference when they get together for the first time to say, okay, what'd you think on this day? And that's when they will decide kind of who the majority is and who's going to write that majority. And then we're hoping to have a decision, Kelly, by June. Is that correct?
By the end of June, yes.
All right. And there will be many major decisions coming down this session. This is going to be one of them, and we're so looking forward to it. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Denise. And thank you for being part of this. This is your day at the court as well. Thank you for being part of Team Kennedy. And we will see you on First Liberty Live in upcoming weeks, and we'll keep you updated on this case. Live from the Supreme Court, I'm Stuart Shepard.